Okay, hello everyone. Thank you very much for joining me this time. Okay, and so we will continue to discuss about new chapter in chapter 9. Okay, the subject of operation management. Okay, before this we discuss about location planning and other things that's it is important for operation management and it's become uh, a very good elements in a strategy in order to get a competitive position for our organization. So please remember and please bear in mind whatever that we are trying to do in our organization. Actually, we try to do the best according to Michael Porter. On top of strategy is on top of the best practice, the best practice um, from what you are trying to do, what you are trying to do now in your organization. So from there, you can get what we call as a strategy. A strategy is not about uh, something you put in your vision and mission. That something is about that on top of the best of the best practice what you are doing now in your organization. Just in case that you change or you choose a location, for example, you choose a location that's the best in your the best location. That means it's become a very good strategy for your organization. For today, okay, we will discuss about the new topic about management of quality. So this chapter is the first of maybe two chapter on quality. In this chapter, you will learn about the evolution of quality management, definition of quality, the cause of quality, and the consequences of poor quality. Some quality award and quality certification to total quality management and quality tools. So if we discuss about quality, sometimes when we ask top, even top management, they will answer or they will give an opinion based on maybe what they are experienced or about for quality. But the first thing that we have to remember about quality is we have to understand about the concept of quality itself. So the importance of quality cannot be overstated. The two key elements of every purchasing decision are price and quality. So consequently, having a focus on quality and quality improvement should be a part of business, every business organization. So whether the organization business is making cars, selling electronics goods, providing financial services, providing medical services, or maybe if you are baking a cookies. So broadly defined, you can see from this is a learning objective for our topic for today. But okay, you can read from the slide that I will share later. Okay. So actually broadly defined, quality refers to the ability of product or service to consistently meet or exceed customer requirement or expectation. Okay. Uh, so please remember about the customer. In term of customer and quality is quite closely discussed. So, however, a different customer will have a different requirement. So, a working definition of quality is customer dependent. For decade also, quality was an important focal point in business. But after a while, the emphasis on quality began to fade, and quality took a backseat to other concerns. So, however, there has been an upsurge recently in the need for attention to quality. Much of this has been driven by recent experience with cost and adverse publicity associated with wide-ranging recall that have included automobile, ground meat, toys, whatever that's business. So as I can see from here, there are some of core of quality uh, pioneers shape current thinking and practice. So as you can see from here, there are some of quality contributors like Walter Stewart. Walter Stewart was a genuine pioneer in the field of quality control. eh, has become known as the father of statistical quality control. So he developed control chart for analyzing the output of processes to determine when corrective action was necessary. So Stewart had a strong influence on the thinking of two other gurus, W. Edward Deming and Joseph Juran. Okay, so as you can see from there, the second one is Edward Deming. Edward Deming. So Deming, a statistic professor at New York University in 1940s. 1940s. So went to Japan after World War II to assist the Japanese in improving quality and productivity. So the Union of Japanese scientists who had invited Deming was so impressed that in 1951, after a series of lectures presented by Deming, they established the Deming Prize, which is awarded annually to firms that distinguish themselves with quality management program. Okay, so although the Japanese rebirth Deming, he was largely unknown to business leaders in the United States. So in fact, he worked with Japanese for almost 30 years before he gained recognition in his own country. So before his death in 1993, so U.S. companies turned their attention to Deming, embraced his philosophy, and requested his assistance in setting up quality improvement program. Okay, and then you can see Juran, like Deming taught Japanese manufacturers how to improve the quality of their goods, and he too can be regarded as a major force in Japan's success in quality. Okay, so Juran view quality as fitness for use. So he also believed that roughly 80% of quality defects are management controllable. So thus, management has the responsibility to correct this deficiency. So he described quality management in terms of trilogy consisting of quality planning, control, quality control, quality improvement. So according to Juran, quality planning is necessary to establish processes that are capable of meeting quality standard. Quality control is necessary in order to know when corrective action is needed. And quality improvement will have to find better ways of doing things. So a key element of Juran's philosophy is the commitment of management to continual improvement. Okay. So then next contributor, you can see Armand Feigenbaum. Feigenbaum was instrumental in advancing the cause of non-conformance approach as a reason for management to commit to quality. So he recognized that quality is not simply a collection of tools and technique, but a total field. But a total field. According to Feigenbaum, it is the customer who defines the quality. eh. And then Philip B. Crosby. Okay, so Crosby developed the concept of zero defect and popularized the phrase "do it right" and the first time. Do it right the first time. Okay, so he stressed prevention that he argued against the idea that there will always be some level of defectives. So the quality is free concept presented in his book, Quality is Free, is that the cost of poor quality are much greater than traditionally uh, defined. According to Crosby, these costs are so great that rather than viewing quality efforts as costs, so organizations should view them as a way to reduce costs because the improvement generated by quality effort will more than pay for themselves. So from there you can see Crosby believed that any level of defect is too high, and that achieving quality can be relatively easy. So explain is as explained that's in his book. And then next you can see Kaoru Ishikawa. Kaoru Ishikawa. So that the late Japanese expert on quality was strongly influenced by both Deming and Jurat. So although he made significant contribution of his own to quality management, among his key contributions were the development of the cause and effect diagram, also known as a fishbone, as a fishbone diagram. Okay, for problem solving and the implementation of quality circles, which involve workers in quality improvement. So he was the first quality expert to call attention to the internal customer, the next version, the next person in the process, and the next operation within the organization. And then you can see Genichi Taguchi. Okay, so Taguchi is best known for the Taguchi loss function. Taguchi loss function, which involve a formula for determining the cause of poor quality. The cause of poor quality. So the idea is that the deviation of a part from a standard causes a loss, and the combined effect of deviation of all parts from their standard can be large, even though each individual deviation is small. And important part of his philosophy is the cost to society of poor quality. And then last but not least, from there you can see Taichi Ohno and Shigo Shingo. Taichi Ohno and Shigo Shingo both developed the philosophy and method of Kaizen. eh. So, a Japanese term for continuous improvement, defined more fully later in this chapter of at Toyota. Continuous improvement is one of the hallmark of successful quality management. Okay. Okay, there are some dimension you can see from here. Dimension of product quality, according to performance, aesthetic, special features, conformance, okay, reliability, durability, perceived quality, serviceability, consistency. So all of this you can relate with the contributors of quality before this. Okay. And then convenience, reliability, responsiveness, time, assurance, courtesy, tangible, consistency, expectancy, yeah, meet the customer expectation. A lot of that's maybe one way to think about the quality is a degree of which performance of a product or service meet or exceed customer expectation. So the difference between these two, that is a performance or expectation, is of great interest. Okay. So widely used tool for assessing quality service quality is serve qual. Okay, that's from Valerie Z. Moll. Okay, there's an instrument the instrument designed to obtain a feedback on an organization ability to provide quality service to customer. So it focuses on five of the previously mentioned service dimension that influence customers' perception of service quality. Yeah, tangibles, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and empathy. So the result of this service quality audit help management identify service strength and weaknesses. So of particular interest, any gap of discrepancies in quality service quality. Okay, so this you see there are in particular for discrepancies between customer expectation and management perception of those expectation. And that's management perception, customer expectation, and service quality specifications. And then service quality and service quality delivered. Service quality delivered and what is communicated about the service to customers. Customers' expectation of the service provider and their perception of a provider delivery. Okay. So if a gap found, they can be related to tangibles or other service quality dimension to address the discrepancies. Okay. So the degree or to which a product or service successfully satisfies is intended. Purpose has four primary determinants. First one is a quality design, quality of design, right? This the design phase is the starting point of the level of quality eventually achieved. So design involves decision about the specific characteristic of a product or service such as size, shape, and location. So quality of design refer to the intention of designer to include or exclude certain features in a product or service. For example, many different model of automobiles are on the market today. They differ in size, appearance, roominess, fuel economy, okay, comfort, and material use. So these differences reflect choices made by designer. Choices made by designer that determine the quality of design. Quality of design. So design decision must take into account customer wants, production or service capability, safety, and liability, cost, and other similar consideration. So designer may determine customer want from information provided by marketing, perhaps through the use of consumer survey or other market research. So marketing may organize a focus group of customer to express their view on a product or service. So designer must work closely with representative of operation to ascertain that designs can be produced. That is, that a production or service has the equipment, capacity, and skills necessary to produce or provide a particular design. So poor design can result in difficulties in production or service. For example, material might be difficult to obtain, specification difficult to meet, okay, producers difficult to follow, procedure, okay, difficult to follow, okay. And then the second determinant, you can see quality of conformance refer to the degree to which good and service conform to the intent of designer. Yeah, this is affected by factors such as the capability of equipment use, the skills, training, and motivation of workers, the extent to which the design lend itself to production, and the monitoring process to assess conformance, and the taking of corrective action when necessary. So one important key to quality is reducing the variability in process output. Okay. So the determination of quality does not stop once the product or service has been sold or delivered. Is easy of use and user instruction are important. Okay, they increase the chances, but do not guarantee that a product will be used for its intended purpose in a such way that it will continue to function properly and safely. Okay. That means we can see from there, it must be easy to use and with the instruction, and then the current guarantee from there, the taking care of issues and problems that arise after the sale. That's a determinant, some of the determinants of quality. So it is true that all member of an organization have some responsibility for quality, but certain part of organization are key areas of responsibility. On top of that list, of course, top management has the ultimate responsibility for the quality. Okay, while establishing strategy for quality, top management must institute program to improve quality, direct, guide, motivate managers and workers, and set an example by being involved in quality initiative. Okay. So example include taking training in quality, issuing a periodic report on quality, and attending on meeting on quality. And then second, uh, responsibility from design, the quality product and service begin with design. That's we discussed uh, before. And then procurement, the procurement department has responsibility to obtaining good and service that will not detract from the quality of organization goods and services. And then production or operation, so has a responsibility to ensure that processes yield product and service that conform to design specification. And that's a quality assurance. Quality assurance is responsible to gather and analyze data on problems and working with operation to solve a problem. And then packaging and shipping. Okay, so this department must ensure that goods are not damaged in the transit. Okay, so that package are clearly labeled, that instruction are included, and then so that all part are included, and the shipping occurs in a timely manners. Okay, and then marketing and sale, yeah, this department has the responsibility to determine customer needs and to communicate them to appropriate area of the organization. Okay. And that's maybe from some marketing and sales department, they can report what's ever problem from product and service from the customer. That's a very good response from their department. Then customer service. Customer service is often the first department to learn of problems. So it has a responsibility to communicate that information to appropriate departments to deal in a reasonable manner with customer, work to resolve a problem, and follow up to confirm that the situation has been effectively remedied. Right. So poor quality increases certain costs incurred by the organization. Okay. So as you can see from here, uh, some of the benefit of good quality, good quality. So business organization with a good or excellent quality typically benefit in a variety of ways, and enhance a reputation for quality, the ability to command premium prices and increase market share, greater customer loyalty, lower liability costs, and fewer production or service problem, which yield higher productivity, fewer complaint from customer, lower production cost, and higher profit. Okay, and so you can see from there, this enhance all of this, all and it can give all of this benefit of quality. So it is important for management to recognize the different way in which the quality of firm's product or service can affect the organization, and to take this into account in developing and maintaining a quality assurance program. So some of our major areas affected by quality are loss of business, and then liability, productivity, and then cost. So any serious attempt to deal with a quality issue must take into account the cost associated with quality. Okay, so those costs can be classified into three categories: appraisal, prevention, and failures. Failures. Okay. So appraisal costs relate to inspection, testing, and other activities intended to uncover defective product or services, or to assure that there are none. They include the cost of inspectors, testing, test equipment lab, quality audit, and so on. And then prevention costs relate to attempt to prevent defect from occurring. So they include costs such as planning and administration's system. So working with vendor, training, quality control procedures, and extra attention in both design and production phases to decrease the problem with defective workmanship. And then failure costs. Failure costs are incurred by defective part or product, or by faulty services. So internal failure are those discovered during the production process. External failure are those discovered after delivery to customer. So all members of an organization have an obligation to perform their duties in an ethical manner. So ethical behavior comes into play in many situations that involve quality. So one major category is substandard work, including defective product and substandard service. Okay, poor design, shoddy workmanship, and substandard part and raw material. So having knowledge of this and failing to correct and report it in a timely manner is unethical and can have a number of negative consequences. So this can include an increased cost for an organization in terms of decreased productivity, and increase in the accident rate among employees, inconveniences and injuries to customer, and increase the liability cost. Okay. So quality awards have been established to generate improvement in quality. As you can see from here, the Malcolm Baldrige Award, European quality. Okay, uh, re- so there are some of quality awards here. Okay. There's a Baldrige competitions, quality award category based on education, healthcare, manufacturing, non-profit or service, and for-profit government and service, small business. So the purpose of the award, stimulate effort to improve quality, recognize quality achievement, publicize successful program. Okay. There are some of criteria in Baldrige criteria, leadership, strategic planning, customer focus, measurement analysis and knowledge management, workforce focus, operation focus, and result. Okay. So many firms that do business internationally recognize the importance of quality certification like ISO 9000, ISO 14000, and ISO 24700. Okay, so that's the international organization for uh, standardization, ISO, International Organization for Standardization, that promotes a worldwide standard for the improvement of quality, productivity, and operating efficiency through a series of standard and guidelines. Okay, so used by industrial and business organization, regulatory agency, government, and trade organization. The standard have important economic and social benefit. Not only are they tremendously important for designer, manufacturer, or supplier, or service provider and customer, but the standard make a tremendous contribution to society in general. So they increase the level of quality and reliability, productivity and safety, while making product and services affordable. Okay, you can see from the ISO uh, 9000s, there's a quality principle. Okay, X. Okay, quality principle for ISO from ISO 9000s. Okay. So business leaders are increasingly recognizing the importance of their supply chain in achieving their quality goals. So achievement requires measuring customers' perception of quality, identifying problems areas, and correcting those problems. So when dealing with supplier quality in global supply chain, companies are finding a wide range in the degree of sophistications concerning quality assurance. So although developed countries often have a fair level of sophistication, little or no awareness of modern quality practices may found in some less developed countries. So this poses an important liability issue for companies that outsource to those areas. Okay, so that's why it's interesting situation in outsourcing in maybe a certain uh, area like pharmaceutical industry. Yeah. So primary role of management is to lead an organization in its daily operation and to maintain it as a viable entity into the future. So quality has become an important factor in both of these objectives. So the term of quality, total quality management, refers to a quest of quality in organization. So there are three key philosophies in this approach. So there are three key in this approach. One is a never-ending push to improve. Okay, which is referred to continuous improvement. The second is involvement of everyone, and the third is goal of customer satisfaction. That's three involve continual efforts, achieve the customer uh, satisfaction. Okay, so these three important key for quality, total quality management. So at this, when we discuss about total quality management, all of you got some idea all what it's all about. Okay, TKM involve three, okay, key elements. Okay. So we can describe the total quality management approach as follow. Okay, find out what the customer want. So this might involve the use of survey, focus group interview, or some other technique that's integrate the customer voices in decision making process. So be sure to include the internal customer. That means the next person in the process as well as external customer. That means the final customer. And then design a product or service that will meet or exceed what customer want. So make it easy to use and easy to produce. Okay, make it easy to use and easy to produce. Okay, and then the third one, that's design process. Design process that facilitate doing the job right the first time. Determine where mistakes are likely to occur and try to prevent them. Okay? Try to prevent them. Okay, and then keep track of result and use them to guide improvement in the system. So never stop trying to improve. And then extend this concept throughout the supply chain. And then last but not least, of course, top management must involve and committed. Otherwise, TQM will just another fad and fail and fades away. Okay. So many companies have successfully implemented TQM programs. Successful TQM program are built through the dedication and combined effort of everyone in the organization. So the preceding description provide a good idea of what TQM is all about, but it doesn't tell the whole story. There are a number of other elements of TQM uh, are important of continuous improvement, and then competitive benchmarking, employee empowerment, team approach, decision based on fact, not opinion. That's a knowledge of tools. Okay, supplier quality champion. Okay, that's a TQM champion's job is to promote the value and importance of TQM principle throughout the company. And then quality of the source. Supplier are partner in the process. Supplier are the partner the process. Okay. So this gives supplier a vital stake in providing quality goods and services. So suppliers too are expected to provide quality at the source. Okay, thereby reducing or eliminating the need to inspect deliveries from suppliers. So continuous improvement, one of the very important element in TKM is just as well. Okay, it's a philosophy that seek to make never-ending improvement to the process of converting input into output. Okay, and one other term that's quite familiar with continuous improvement is kaizen. That's a Japanese word for continuous improvement. Okay, quality of at the source as a philosophy of making each worker responsible for the quality of his or her work. Okay, and as you can see from there, there are some obstacles to implement in TPM. There's a company that have varying success in implementing TKM. Some have been quite successful, but others have maybe struggled. eh. Part of difficulties may be with the process by which it is implemented rather than with the principle of TKM. So among all the factors cited in the literature from literature, you can see a lack of company-wide definition of quality. Okay, lack of company-wide definition of quality, right? And a lack of strategic plan for change, a lack of customer focus, poor intra-organizational communication, and then lack of employee empowerment, view of quality as a quick fix, emphasis on short-term financial results, inordinate presence of internal politics and tough issues, lack of strong motivation, lack of time to devote to quality initiative, and lack of leadership. There are some of criticism of quality, so nobody perfect, so it's same as go as well as to the concept of TQM. So TQM program are touted as a way for company to improve their competitiveness, which is a very worthwhile objective. Nonetheless, TKM program are not without criticism. So the following are some of the major criticism. Yeah. First, you can see overzealous advocates may pursue TKM program blindly, yeah, focusing attention on quality, and programs may not be linked to the strategies of the organization in a meaningful way. Yeah, and quality related decision may not be tied to market performance, and then failure to carefully plan a program before embarking on it can lead to false starts, employees confusion, and meaningless result. Okay, and organizations sometimes pursue continuous improvement, and quality effort may not be tied to result. Okay, so problem solving is one of the basic procedure of TQM. So in order to be successful, problem solving effort should follow a standard approach. So an important aspect of problem solving in the TQM approach is eliminating the cause so that the problem does not occur. So this is why users of TQM approach often like to think of problem as opportunities for improvement. So the PDSA or plan, do, study, act, cycle also refer to as either the shoe heart cycle or the Deming wheel is the conceptual basic for problem solving activities. So the cycle, you can see from here, from plan, do, and then study and act. So plans begin with by the studying the current process, document that process, and then collect data on the process of or problem. Next, analyze the data and develop a plan for improvement. Okay, and then specify measure for evaluating the plan. And then do, okay, implements uh, the plan on a small scale if possible, and then document any changes made during this phase, collect data, okay, systematically for evaluation, and then evaluate the data collection during the two phase, and check how that closely the result match the original goals or the plan phase, and act if the result are successful, standardize the new method and communicate the new method to all people associated with the process. So implement training for the new method if the results are unsuccessful, revise the plan and repeat the process, or cease this project. Okay, as you can see, uh, the diagram showing the this, okay, and the process involved doing these techniques. Okay, So process improvement is a very systematic approach to improve uh, process. So it involves documentation, measurements, and analysis for the purpose of improving the functioning of process. So typical goal of process improvement include increasing customer satisfaction, achieving higher quality, reducing waste, reducing cost, increasing productivity, and reducing processing time. Okay. So the term of Six Sigma has several meanings. Statistically, Six Sigma means having no more than defect. So opportunities in any process, product, or service. So conceptually, the term is much broader, referring to a program designed to reduce the occurrence of defect to achieve lower cost and improve customer satisfaction. Okay, as a concept, conceptually, program designed to reduce defect and requires the use of certain tools and techniques. So based on this, you can see principle of Sigma reduction and variation is an important goal. And then methodology is data driven. It's require data validation and output are determined by input. Only a critical few input have a significant impact on output. Okay, and the MAIC, the MAIC, you can see from define, measure, so this acronym from define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. It's a formalized problem-solving process of Six Sigma. So it is composed of 5 steps that can be applied to any process to improve its effectiveness. Yeah. Uh, so you can see from there, define to set the context and objective of improvement, and then measure and determine the baseline performance and capability of the process. Analyze and use data and tools to understand the cause and effect relationship of the process. Improve, develop the modification that lead to a validated improvement of the process. Then establish plans and procedures to ensure that improvement are sustained. Okay. So there are a number of tools that an organization can use for problem solving and process improvement. So these uh, these tools describes that's we can use a few of tools in it in aiding you and help you to for data collection and interpretation and provide the basis for making a decision. Okay. Okay, the first can see flow chart is a visual representation of process. And then check sheet, it is a simple tool frequently used to for problem identification. And then histogram can be useful in getting a sense of distribution of observed value. So among other things, one can see if the distribution is symmetrical, what the range of value is, and if there are any unusual usual values. Okay, and then Pareto chart, chart or Pareto analysis is a technique for focusing attention on the most important problem areas. And then a scatter diagram. Uh, that can be very useful in deciding if there is a correlation between the values of two variables, and then control chart. Control chart can be used to monitor or process to see if the process output is random. And then cause and effect diagram. Cause and effect diagram offer a structured approach to the search for possible cause of a problem. Known also, it is also known as a fishbone diagram, because it's a shape, or an Ishikawa diagram. Okay, okay. This basic body tools diagram you can see clearly from this list. So some additional tools that are useful for program solving and for process improvement are try brainstorming, quality circle, and benchmarking. So brainstorming is a technique in which a group of people share thought and idea on problems in a relaxed atmosphere that encourage unrestrained collective thinking. So the goal is to generate a free flow idea and identification of problems and finding causes and solution, a way to implement a solution. Okay. And that's a quality circle. So one way companies have tapped employees for idea concerning quality improvement is through a quality circle. So the circle comprises a number of workers who get together periodically to discuss ways to improve a product and processes. Okay. And then benchmarking. This is an approach that can inject new energy into improvement effort, right? So benchmarking is a process of measuring an organization performance on a key customer requirement against the best in the industry, or against the best in any industry, not particularly in same industry sometimes. Because I will share about the story of one hospital do a benchmarking with a Formula One company, and they get a positive result out of that. Okay. Okay, this or the explanation of quality circle, benchmarking, right? Okay, operation strategy. So all customer are concerned with the quality of good or service they receive. For this reason alone, business organization have a vital strategic interest in achieving and maintaining a high quality standard. Okay. So moreover, there is a positive link between quality and productivity. So giving an additional incentive for achieving high quality and being able to present that image to current and potential customer. Okay. So quality is a strategic imperative for organization, because customer are very concerned with quality of good and service they receive. And that's, of course, quality is never ending journey. It is important that most organization member understand that and buy into this idea, because the sustainability of the productivity and the position that's can be stand out from other competitor can't be achieved without a good quality of product and services that the customer can offer. Okay. There's customer satisfaction, customer satisfaction, and customer loyalty. Okay. Quality needs to be incorporated throughout the entire supply chain, not just the organization itself. Okay. So I think that's all for this chapter. Okay. Thank you very much.